There was a story yesterday. We actually broke the story, or we reported on it. And the story was a lady has burnt her husband, who is a military officer, to death. And the internet went crazy yesterday. The internet went absolutely bonkers. Everybody was referring to the fact that, hey, military officer where bandits they fear, woman kill him. Somebody was saying that the first man who was brought down on his knees, Adam, was brought down by a woman. The first strong man who was brought to his knees and stripped of everything he had, that is Samson, was also brought down by a woman. And yesterday, people referred that there is a similarity because the man or the military officer who is a lieutenant happens to also be called Samson. That is his first name. So I'm like, woo, is this a similarity? But yesterday the internet was just going crazy because people could not fathom or understand that, how is it that it's a woman? How is it that a military officer who is trained has an argument with a woman and the woman is able to overpower the military officer? So yesterday we just reported on the news, but today I want to break to you that there is an update.
Yeah.
There is an update.
Yeah.
And I always tell you that when issues like this happen, there is one side of the story, the other side of the story versus the actual truth. And the actual truth is what we bring to you on Word on the Streets. So you're live on Word on the Streets, which happens to be the gospel according to the streets, because we've listened to both sides. Now there are developing stories and we leave you to judge for yourself. I am Emmanuel Ado 600 and welcome to Word on the Street. I'm here in the studio with...
My name is King Selassie.
I'm here with King Selassie. So King Selassie, yesterday the internet was going crazy on this issue. What is happening? What is there a developing story? Do we understand what actually happened to the man? Did the wife actually burn the man? Or like what's happening? Tell us something about what's happening on the internet.
So yesterday it was reported widely that the wife of Lieutenant Samson Aruna has burned his own husband at home. And it sparked some widespread rumor and argument over the internet. But it was quite alleged because we had not yet heard the story of the wife.
Yeah.
And just this morning, just into the afternoon, news broke that the wife has narrated her side of the story as to what happened, and virtually some of the information that was put out has been misconstrued. And this is to the fact that it's not that she burnt her husband, like she went to intentionally pour the fuel, but there was some backstory to it. That's what I want to talk about. And according to her, she was saying that they had gallons of fuel, or a gallon of fuel.
So according to her, how did we get to hear her side of the story? Is it that the police or the military let her side of the story out, or how?
Yeah,
is it
there was a voice note, voice recording that was put out, and the information I got from my source suggests that it was even in the Hausa dialect, which was later on translated by my source to English for us to be able to understand the actual situation on ground. And according to her, according to the voice note, they have gallons or let's say a gallon of fuel in their house, which they use to power their generator sets in case there are power outages. So all the time, it's available in their house or in their bungalow in the barracks. So here is what happened, that during one of their arguments, his foot, or the lady's foot, hit the gallon and it spilled on the ground.
So the lady is the one that hit the gallon, not the guy.
Not the guy. Her foot hit the gallon.
Yeah.
And some of the fuel spilled onto the ground.
Yeah.
And in one of their altercations, the soldier brought out a lighter that, if you joke, I'll burn you. If you joke, I'll burn you. So that was how the whole situation started. So my suggestion was that they should have actually cleaned up that mess right there and then, because accidents are close by.
So how you are saying it is, was it serious? Like, did they have a serious argument, or it was just a playful argument? If you do, I'll ban you. Or they actually had an argument? Because news that broke out yesterday suggests that they actually had a heavy argument, and the ladies had miscarriage and whatever because of the man. So there was this tension or bad blood between them.
So per the tone of the video, I could deduce that it was not too serious. It was quite playful. But they married just about 5 months ago. That was, let's say, in April. So they have been having arguments since then.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. They have been having arguments since then. So that has led to an unstable marriage in the house. And because of that, when the fuel poured, it is assumed that they are still in the argument process.
Okay, so what did the lady actually say in the audio?
So in the audio, she narrated her story that her foot hit the gallon and it spilled. The man brought out a lighter, and he threatened that, oh, if she jokes, she will burn. Like he according to the lady, she says that the man has been threatening this for a while. So when she heard this, she called the military commander, that is his husband's commander, that but she had called him 3 times, and
that is after the issue happened.
After the issue happened.
Okay.
Not after the burning happened, but before the incident. And there was no answer.
Okay, so when the man threatened to actually burn or, set their room ablaze or set, her things ablaze, the lady called her military commander 3 times.
Yeah.
That means there is evidence to the fact that the lady had called the commander 3 times, but the commander wasn't able to respond.
Yes.
So after which all this tragedy happened.
Yes.
Because I wanted to clear the fact that people were saying online that they said, oh, if an issue happened between a military person and their spouse or their wife, they're supposed to report to their superiors so that the superiors handle it in the barracks.
Okay.
So that means the lady had cleared the air that she had already called the commanding officer or her husband's superior 3 times, and the man didn't speak up. Okay, then what happens to the next of the story before the fire? What happened again?
So that was what ensued. That is before the burn.
Yeah.
So it is actually confirmed even from the investigators that she actually did call the commander 3 times. So that one is established.
Okay, so it's on record. Okay.
Yes.
So now, how did the lighter then land on the ground?
So
who triggered or who sparked the fire?
So according to the lady, or according to the story, and from other sources to which I've gathered other information, it was said that it was in a playful mood. Then he was just
playing with the man. No, but when you started, you told me that the lighter was with the guy.
Yeah.
So how did the woman get the lighter? Because I'm thinking if the lighter is with the guy, that means the guy triggered it, or somehow it failed and it sparked fire. Or it's not clear. There is no clear information on that yet.
Yes. For that side, there is no clear information as to how the fire actually lighted to the fuel on the ground. There's actually no information, but the lighter was with the soldier. So if it is with that, according to the audio, it was suggesting that the man himself accidentally set fire to the fuel, accidentally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after this whole incident, what was the first action, or what did the lady do in that instance?
There was actually no recorded or no evidence as to what actually happened, whether she called the fire brigade or she actually ran out. But she was not affected by the fire, so it could possibly suggest that she actually took to her heels when the fire started.
So what I'm also hearing is that after the whole incident, she was arrested and kept in the guard room for about 2 weeks, or let's say approximately 13 days.
Yeah.
So when she was kept in the guard room for 13 days, her husband was also in critical condition. But anytime her husband called, her husband was asking, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" So to which she feels it was a way of the husband checking up on her, and she also claimed in the audio that I've heard that her husband was actually asking them why they have her, why they have her in a confined situation, why they have her in a guard room, because she is innocent. So if her husband kept on asking about that, that means there would be evidences to that. That means if the investigating bodies goes to the telcos, maybe they would have records of their calls to confirm what the lady is saying, or to corroborate the story of the lady, because the lady is like, each time her husband called and she's like, "Yo, I've been locked down, I'm in the guard room." You understand? It's like, why are you in the guard room? Because it was accidental, it's not your fault, it's an accident. So, and she also said that there are so many people that have come to her, and so many people that have told her to actually run away, or she should act as if she is sick or something. But no, she wants to be investigated and she wants the truth to be out. But so up till now, they are not actually talking to her, and she feels that the officers are trying to cook a story or concoct a story on her. They want to use, it's not like a scapegoat, but they want to use her, you understand? They want to frame her as that, she's the one who did it. Meanwhile, that is not the story. She's the one who did it now that her husband is dead. But other people are also saying that there has been so many times where the man actually abused her, but she didn't want to go out to tell her superiors because she felt the man or the husband was going to lose his job. You understand, or be reprimanded. That is why she didn't actually come out to tell the superiors that this is what is happening. And I get it from that standpoint. I get it that it could happen in marriages, even in relationships. We showed our people. But what is not clear in the story that she didn't narrate is how she wasn't burnt when the guy caught fire, because you are both in the room, the fuel spills on the ground, there is fire. How come that doesn't extend to you but extends to your husband only? That is what I want to know.
And also my question is that what did she do to salvage the situation? Because did you act first? What did you intend to do to actually douse the flame before the fire brigade comes in? So that these are some of the thoughts that have been running in my head after hearing her side of the story. So it means that there are parts of the story that are not actually matching with the entire story.
Okay, so I guess this is what we have for now, right? Okay, so that means the investigative bodies will still make, now that this audio is out, I know that the investigative bodies will also come out to respond, and I know they are actively on the case and they are investigating. So if any news on this one comes or any development comes, be sure that we would come and discuss it here on Word on the Street, for you to hear the actual word on the street, or the gospel according to the street. You understand? So I think that would be it for now. I am Emmanuel out of 600. You've been live on Word on the Street, and I'm here with...
My name is King Selassie. Don't forget to share, comment, and like. Share widely.
Okay.
And we are out.